Okay, I am done. My back has informed me that I'm not allowed to work anymore today. So, I got the spacer on behind that back tire. I got all the screws on that hold the body onto the chassis. Got the springs on there. I got the handles on. I got this guy here on. This hooked. I got all this linkage stuff figured out and hooked up. I got the steering column on. It's got a little play in it, but I think that's from, it's either supposed to be like that or it's because so much of it has rusted that there's just material missing, but there is going to be a thing here holding it still, so I think it'll be okay. I got the steering lubed up. I got the drive tension pulley, idler pulley, whatever that is, the tensioning pulley assembly under here all lubed up. It was kind of stuck. And I just got the electrics out. But I'm going to have to come back to that because, yeah, I'm hurting. So, but I'm happy because, yeah, it's starting to look pretty good for an old tractor. Hey folks, I made some progress on the carburetor. Hopefully without managing to, I think I managed not to break it, but the what the parts list calls the nozzle, I'm pretty sure is the jet and the emulsion tube all in one part. Anyway, brass piece totally stuck in there, which is why I got the aftermarket carburetor, just in case I wasn't able to fix this. So sure enough, the part that the screwdriver goes in, that shattered, and I ended up drilling it out. So I got a few chunks out. Yeah, so all this used to be the emulsion tube, and I managed to drill it out without damaging the aluminum. So I got it as much as I could. The biggest drill bit that I could fit in there was 15/64, and that got all the way down to there's a little spot where it narrows, so the hole up here is not as big as this hole anyway. You get all the way down there, and I managed to pick all these pieces out with various picks and things. And then what was left, I was able to get out with a regular old tap. So now it goes all the way down. Goes all the way down to till it hits the bottom there. Nice and easy. Another thing I did, so I figured, well, why not, is a couple things. There's this little aluminum plate that sits on here. How does that sit on there? It sits on there like that. And yeah, I bent it up a little bit, but I can flatten it before I put it back on. But I took that out, and I did find a little port right there, and I'm guessing that might be the vent. I'm not exactly sure what this is for, other than to keep gasoline from splashing up into this vent. But they probably put it on there for a reason, so I'll straighten it out and put it back. But yeah, that'll need to be cleaned up. This needle seat needs to be cleaned up, but all the ports I've got these little tiny pipe cleaners, and I can put the pipe cleaner down all these little ports well, not all of them, but the ones that it'll fit in. And I can verify that they're all open and relatively clean. So, oh, and I pulled the brass fitting out where the fuel goes in, because it's the plastic half has broken off. Anyway, so I'm gonna obviously I'm gonna replace this nozzle. I'm gonna get a new float bowl gasket and a new float bowl, because you know this one's just nasty. I cleaned it up as best I could, and just sitting over winter, it's already gotten nasty again. So anyway, new float bowl, new gasoline insert, the little float bowl plug and gasket there. Gonna get new. We're gonna replace those. This little seal that goes up here where the throttle sticks out, I'm gonna get a new one of those. Everything else looks good, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean it all up and put it back together, but with these new parts. So into the ultrasonic cleaner these all go. Then hopefully in 1 or 2 weeks I'll get these new parts and get it back together. Okay, here it is. I have it just about to where I can ride it around a little bit. I got the engine mostly back together. So I've ordered a new, along with the other parts, I've ordered a new fastener to go where this, where this bracket holds the oil dipstick. And then, yeah, I got the cowl back on, and the fan and the shroud and everything. Believe it or not, I only washed this. I didn't paint it or anything. It just, I don't know, I'm just really surprised at how good it looks. I lost 2 of my screws. I painted 3 of these screws green after I derusted them, and now I can only find 1 of them. I must have dropped, the other ones must have dropped somewhere. So I went ahead and ordered 3 new ones. These 2 are actually supposed to go on the sides here to hold the cover over the starter, but they're up here right now. Let's see, all of this stuff's back together. Everything works. Pretty sure there should be something here, but I don't see it listed on the parts list or anything, so maybe I'll make something up to cover that. Let's see, I've got a couple of springs that go to the mower deck bungeed up so they don't drag on the ground. Seats back on. Everything's back together. This is the new carburetor, and I should turn that off when I'm not using it, just to be on the safe side. So, not really sure how to route this, but I found the filter, so I installed that, and I needed a few extra inches of fuel line, so I just found a nice clear hose. But yeah, the problem I'm having with this guy, the engine actually runs pretty smooth with this guy, but I am not able to, the adjustment screw doesn't seem to do anything. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I have not been able to get this adjusted, because I think with it all the way in, it's still running rich. So I'm not sure what to do about that, other than try and get the original carburetor to work. But this idles all the way down. Throttle, I guess. With the throttle all the way down as low as it can go, it still idles fine, and it throttles up good. And I've even backed it up and driven it backwards and forwards under its own power, just a little bit here, not very far, but just to make sure the transmission and everything's working. The tires are still round after several months, so that's nice. I don't know how much PSI they have, but they didn't have much to begin with. I think it was only supposed to be like 10 or 15 PSI. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up again. But hey folks, working on the carburetor some more while I'm waiting for new parts. And I decided to go ahead and see if I can clean up these little brass pieces in here. I already cleaned up a bunch of other stuff, although now that I think about it, I'm probably going to have to wash this again, so I'll take that back off, but no big deal. So I've got some Q-tips, a drill, and some Brasso. So let's see how this all works. There we go. Okay. Cool. Okay. Alright. Cool. Yep. Get that cleaned up. And then I soaked the what is this guy? The throttle thingy. I soaked that overnight in rust removing acid. Good old Pour 15. That actually did pretty good. I like that. So now if I throw this on back on the lawnmower, it'll be rusty in 2 days. So I think I'm gonna tape off the shaft and then throw some anti-rust primer on it. Okay, well, that is my progress so far. I hope you found this interesting and maybe even a tiny bit helpful. And thank you very much for watching.